Welcome to this tutorial on a page counter. This will count how many people have visited your page per refresh. So every time someone enters the page, a value will be incremented, will be stored in a text file and it will be displayed to the user. Or you can keep it to yourself. It's your choice whether you want to display. Please note this is a very simple way of doing this. It won't count unique visitor. I'll make a unique visitors tutorial soon. It will be probably available by the time you're viewing this, so check it out. It will be more specific. It deals with IP addresses. However, for now this is a basic counter tutorial and it's using file storage as opposed to database storage. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is create a file in which to store our value. So there are two ways to do this. Either right click and create a new text document, or what I'll show you is how to create a file for opening, which is the function fopen, and we'll store it in the file variable, but it's not mandatory. And we'll say count.php, and another parameter for this is whether you want it for writing, for reading, or to append that, for example. So I'll say for writing. Okay, now I'll say f write and I'll write to file and I'll create a value of 0. So now we'll open our page up and refresh. We've got counter.php. Click on that and when we go back, see if we've got count.php. So .text. So let's refresh this. Okay, so now we should have our .txt file. Let me remove this count.php. Now we've done that and we really don't need this code, so I'll delete this part but I'll retain this. And now I'll say I want to read from the file. You could type this manually also. You just have to create a file for writing instead of reading. So we've got our file and we've got our value of 0 in it. So let's open it and see. Yes, we've got count.txt with 0 that will read and put it into that. So now I need to get the contents of the file. So instead of fopen, I say file underscore get underscore content. So I'll type and that will get the contents of count.txt. Okay, then I'll say echo and use the variable and I'll say echo file. Now what this will do is it will say file underscore get underscore contents and it will get the contents of our text file with our count variable in there, and it will say echo out the contents of the file. So let's go back. We will refresh, click on counter and we've got 0 at the moment. Refreshing, it's still staying at 0 as displayed here. If I change this to hello and I went back to our page and refreshed, it will have the value hello. So we are just echoing out whatever is in this text file at the moment. And right now it's 0, the integer 0. Now to echo this, I'll have to say you've had 5 visitors. So that will give us something like that. Now what I'll do is I will create a new variable called visitors. And I'll say that is equal to file. I'll put this up here to be more efficient and easy to read as well. And I'll say visitors and we can tell what this is going to be. And then what we'll say is visitors new equals this visitors plus 1. So this will be our new value. Then I'll go ahead and say file new. So I'm creating a new file. I'll open that as count.txt because that's what it is. And I'll say to write this file. Now if it was a plus, that means append. So I'm appending something onto the file, which means that I'm adding to it. What I want to do is overwrite, so I'll put w and then I'll say f write like we did in our first part to file new, and the value that I need to write is visitors new. This is going to work. Let's just go through it before you run it. we've got our main file, and that's getting the contents of our count.txt, which is 0 at the moment. We're setting our new variable called visitors to the contents of the file. We're echoing out to the user how many visitors there have been, and we're creating a new variable with the visitors plus 1, namely the person that is viewing this page at the moment. That has become significant. That's the person adding the extra 1 in there. And then we are opening a new file as we saw in the start of this tutorial, but instead we're using W for write, and then we're writing to a new file the value which is increment of 1. So let's refresh and you can see, oh, it's not working. Okay, so let's check this code. Let's check the spelling of visitors. Visitors, new. Okay, visitors. That's the reason I had to put in n in there. So count.txt. Now this time we are adding 1 each time we refresh. So you can see the value is in fact going up. Now obviously to reset this, all you have to do is a warning. Count.txt has been changed because we have edited it. I'll say reload from disk, and it's changed to 19. As you can see, it displayed 18 there. The reason is that we're echoing this out before we put our new value in. So for maximum efficiency and to get the actual correct value, I'll put this code down there. As a matter of fact, when I'm refreshing here and let's say we get to 25 visitors and we come back here, we'll have the value 26. Okay, well, maybe I'm being a little disorganized here. There's no major efficient way to do it. This will always echo out visitors. So just for variation, we'll say visitors underscore new. So this will equal exactly, oh no, visitors new, another spelling mistake. Right, so let's increment to 35 and we're going to contents and this value equals 35. Position isn't everything when you have to deal with a code as simple as this, but it does help. Okay, so that's the basic tutorial. If you'd like to get any help on it, then please get in touch. But for now, try this out. Give it a go. Also watch my other tutorial on the more advanced counter that takes IP addresses into account. Thanks for watching. This is Osama Butt dubbing for a spoken tutorial project.